Okay, chapter 3.4. Okay, this section is about inequalities. Okay. Inequalities is this. Inequality contains inequality symbol. So less than or equal to, greater than or greater than equal to. Then this is an inequality. So for example, let's say x is less than 2. Less than 2. Okay, this means x are the values of less than 2. So in this case, when we graph it, it looks like this. This is x-axis. Let's say this is x-axis, the horizontal line. Here is the number 0, number 1, number 2. So from this, the graph is, the graph for x is less than 2. That means all the values that is less than 2. So this is 2. So let's put up open circle. Open circle means 2 is not included. Not included. And then all the values that is less than 2. So left of, less than means left of this number. Okay. So this graph represents all the x values, all the values that is less than 2. Okay, this is the interval notation. This is a graph notation. Okay, interval notation is this. Less than 2 means there are two. Okay, one, if you go all the way to the left, then that value is negative values, right? Negative. So negative infinity, comma. So there are two numbers. One is negative infinity, and the right side is 2, all the way up to 2, but 2 is not included. So if a number is not included, that means use the parenthesis, and the infinity is always parenthesis. So this is the interval notation. Okay, interval notation means there are two values, left and the right value. The leftmost value is infinity, so negative infinity. The rightmost value is 2, but 2, since 2 is not included, we use parenthesis. Okay, parenthesis means not included. Okay, how about this? If x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, less than or equal to 2 means less than. It has to be less than number 2. Okay, less than number 2 also equals to the number 2. Okay, the difference is this. Here's number 9, 0, 1, 2. And then this number 2 is included because there's equal sign, right? Equal sign. Equal sign means number 2 is one of the value of x. And the x is less than 2. So go all the way down to the left. So all the values that is less than 2 is the value of x, right? Okay, so this is the graph of less than or equal to. So if there's equal sign, then include this number 2. 2 is included because x is equal to 2 or x is less than 2. For the interval notation, what we do is, okay, the left value is negative infinity, and then it goes all the way to the right, number 2. And 2 is included. So in this case, if it's included, then use bracket. Bracket. And then infinity is always parenthesis. So this means endpoint. The endpoint 2 is included. Included in this x value. Okay, parenthesis means the endpoint is not included. The end value 2 is not included, right? Not included in the x value. All right. Okay, let's try more. Okay, understanding the inequality is really important. Okay, how about this? If x is less than 2 and greater than or equal to negative 3. How about this? Okay, what would be the graph of this? Okay, the graph is this. Okay, draw a horizontal line. Okay, let's say this is 0. Okay, here is 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, here's 2, right? 2. Here's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4, and so on. So x is between negative 3 and 2, right? X is less than 2. Okay, here is, let's make it equal to. So x is between negative 2 and 3, but negative 3 is included. So the graph will be like this. Negative 3, there's equal sign here. So negative 3 is included, so we will use a dark circle. And it goes all the way up to number 2, right? Number 2. And 2 is not included. So x is between these two numbers. So why don't we highlight this segment? So this means x are the values starting from negative 3 all the way to 2, but 2 is not included. So for the interval notation, x is between negative 3 and 2. And 2 is what? Not included, or not included. So we put parentheses. How about negative 3? Negative 3 is included, so use bracket. Can you see this? So bracket means negative 3 is included in the x value. 2 is parentheses, so the end point 2 is not included in the solution. In the value of x. Alright, so this is the notation for inequalities. So when we solve an inequality, let's try this. Example 1. Okay, example 1 is the graph. Okay, use the graph. I think we can skip this one. Okay, that's okay. Example 1. Okay, let's graph what? X is greater than, x is less than 3. Okay, x is less than 3. So the graph is what? Okay, draw a horizontal line. Here is 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So x is less than 3. That means here's number 3. 3 is not included. Okay, 3 is not included. So draw a open circle. And a is less than 3. Less than 3 means left of this number. Always the number left of this 3 means less than, right? Less than. So this is the graph. Okay. The textbook has used, instead of open circle, the textbook used parentheses. Okay, parentheses means not included. So we can use open circle or parentheses just to indicate that the point is included or not included. Okay, how about problem 1? Same thing. Graph. All right, graph what? X is greater than negative 2. Okay, do the same thing. The end value is negative 2. So this is 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So this means here's negative 2, and negative 2 is not included. So use open circle or parentheses. X is greater. Okay, greater means all the numbers right off this negative 2. So as you go to the right, x is greater than this number, right? So all the numbers that is right of this negative 2 is greater. So x is greater than negative 2. So right side of this negative 2. So highlight, make a bold line to the right of this number. Okay, next definition is really important. When we solve inequalities, we have a rule. Okay, the solving inequality is 99% same as solving equations. The only difference is this. Okay, when we solve an inequality, okay, sometimes we have to multiply or divide the inequality by a negative number. So when we multiply or divide, multiply or divide. When multiplying or dividing, each side of the inequality, divide. Okay, let me rewrite this one later. Okay, so when we multiply or divide each side of the inequality by a negative number, okay, this is really important, negative number. Positive number is okay, but when you divide or multiply the inequality by a negative number, we have to reverse the direction of the inequality symbol. This is really, really important. Otherwise, the inequality symbol stays the same. So for example, let's say here is 2x is less than 4. Okay, in order to solve x, we will divide each side by what? 4, right? Each side by 2, right? 2. So we can divide each side by 2. But 2 is positive number. positive number, so we don't have to switch the symbol. Just the direction of the inequality symbol stays the same. It doesn't change. But what happens? In this case, this is negative 2 times x. So what we do is I will divide these 2 by what? Divide each side of the inequality by negative 2. Okay, negative 2. So negative 2, this is negative number. So what we do? We change the direction of the inequality symbol. This is really, really simple. Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. So we change the direction. Change the direction of the inequality symbol. Inequality symbol. Why? Because we are dividing it or multiplying the inequality by a negative number. Okay, because the inequality is divided by the inequality is divided by or multiplied by a negative number. Negative number. This is a really important concept. Okay. So, when you add, subtract, or multiply by a positive number or divide by a positive number, the inequality stays. Inequality symbol stays. But only when you divide or multiply. Only when you divide or multiply by a negative number. Okay, negative, this is important. Negative number, you change the direction. Okay, you change the direction of this symbol. Always. Okay, so I will give a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars on this one. Really important. Okay, then let's try examples. Okay, so based on this information, let's solve inequalities. Okay, example 2, solve and graph. All right, so this is x plus 5. So what we do is just, in order to get rid of this 5, we can subtract each side and subtract 5 from each side. Just like an equation. When you solve an equation, we can get rid of this plus 5 by subtracting, right? So this is normal. This is not a special case. So when you solve an inequality, the special case is always this, negative number. So when you divide, okay, divide or multiply. When you divide or multiply the inequality by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. But this is, we're not dividing or we're not multiplying by a negative number. So just a regular step. So x is greater than what? Negative 2. Okay, so this is the solution. X is negative 2, greater than negative 2. So when we graph this, here is negative 2, 0, negative 1, negative 2, and so on. So x is negative 2, but negative 2 is not included. Well, not included. There's no equal sign. So negative 2 is not included. Use open circle or parenthesis, and then go all the way to the right because x is greater than this number. The numbers greater than this is what? Always to the right. They are on the right side of this number. Okay, problem 2. It's the same thing. This is x plus 2. So plus 2 means to move this plus 2 would do what? Minus 2. Okay, minus 2. Negative 2 is negative number, but we don't change the symbol. Why? We are not multiplying or dividing. We are just adding and subtracting. So it doesn't matter. So the symbol stays. So x is less than negative 4. Okay, that's the solution. So x is all the numbers that is less than negative 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So we can graph it. There's no equal sign, so we can put parenthesis or open circle. X is less than this number. Less than means left side. All the numbers left of this number. But that's the graph. Okay, so still we don't change the symbols because we are adding and subtracting. All right, how about this? Okay, 7x, 16x. X terms are separated, so why don't we collect x terms to the left? So minus 16x each side. Negative 16, this is negative 16, but we don't change the symbol. Why? We are adding or subtracting. We are not multiplying. So this is equal to, okay, 7 minus 16 is negative 9x. And then minus 14, less than or equal to, don't change the symbol yet. Okay, now we have 9x on the left, negative, variable terms on the left. So let's get rid of this minus 14. So plus 14 each side. When we add or subtract, we don't change the symbol. So negative 9x is less than or equal to negative 16 plus 14 is negative 2. Okay, now this is negative 9 times x. We need to get rid of, okay, let me write it one more time. Negative 9x, negative 2. Okay, look at this. This is negative 9 times x. So we will divide each side by what? Negative 9, right? Negative 9. Okay, negative 9. We are dividing, okay, multiplying or dividing by a negative number. Now we are dividing by a negative number, so we have to change the direction of the inequality symbol. Reverse the symbol. So less than. This less than will be reversed. So like this, and equal sign stays the same. This is really important. This part is really important part. Reverse. Okay, because we are dividing the inequality by a negative number. Negative. Dividing or multiplying by a negative, reverse the symbol. Okay, so finally, this gives x is greater than or equal to 2 over 9. So this is the solution. Okay, can you see it? All right, problem 3. Let's do the same thing. Okay, 5x and 4x. Variable terms are separated, so why don't we move the variable term for x from the right to the left? Okay, and then add this, combine the like terms. So this 5 minus 4 is 1, so x plus 3 is greater than 5. All right, and then x plus 3. So move 3 to the right. So get rid of 3. So minus 3 each side. Then x equals, x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. Done. This is the solution. So x is all the numbers that is greater than 2, like a 2.1, 2.3, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, let's do the example 4. Example 4. This is an inequality, also contains fraction. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me rewrite this inequality. Let me rewrite two sides of this inequality. Okay, what we're going to do is, as you see this, okay, we need to get rid of this negative 5 over 3. This is a negative number, right? Negative number. So how do we get rid of this? We will multiply the reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal of this number, right? Reciprocal of this number. So what's the reciprocal of this number? Okay, the reciprocal of this number is negative 8 over 5. Negative 8 over, okay, 5. Okay, I copied wrong incorrectly. So this is 5, right? So the reciprocal of this fraction is negative 8 over 5. Isn't it negative number? Yes, negative number. So we are multiplying negative number, right? So we have to, okay, we are multiplying negative number, 8 over 5. This is a negative number. So what we do is flip the symbol. Flip the symbol. Really important. Okay, when you multiply or divide the inequality by a negative number, we flip the symbol. Okay, flip. Equal sign stays the same. All right. Then the left hand side, they all cancel out. So x is greater than or equal to, okay, reduce. So negative 2 over 3, right? Negative 2 over 3. So 5 cancel out. 5 cancel out. Okay, let me use this one. 5 cancel out, and divide 8 and 12 by 4, then this will be 2, this is 3, right? So 2 over 3. So this is the solution. Okay, how about this? Okay, so our rewrite, okay, the fraction is negative, this fraction is negative number, right? Negative. So we will multiply the reciprocal of this number. Reciprocal of this negative number. So since this is negative number, we have to flip the symbol, right? Flip the symbol. So multiply, let me multiply each side, negative 3/4 x 18 by what? I'm going to multiply this by negative 4/3, the reciprocal. Okay, the reciprocal of this number is negative 4/3, and this is a negative number, right? This is negative number, so we flip the symbol. Really important, very important. So this is equal to, x is less than or equal to, okay, reduce. 18 over 3 is 6. So negative 24. Okay, this is the solution. For this one, this is the solution. Okay, let's try more. Solve and graph. This time we will solve for x and then graph it. Okay, isn't this very simple? Just divide by 7. 7 is a positive number, so we don't have to change the symbol. Okay, so let me rewrite it. 7x less than 14. So we can just divide this by 7 without changing the inequality, because 7 is positive number. So x is less than negative 2. So this is the solution, and the graph is, okay, this is 0, 1, 2. As you go left, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So the solution is less than negative 2. So negative 2 is not included. Use open circle or parenthesis. Since x is less than this number, we will highlight left of this number. Okay, so that's the solution. Okay, how about this one? Okay, still same, right? We will divide each side by 3. And 3 is positive number, so we don't have to change the symbol. So divide each side by 3. 3 is positive number, so we don't have to flip. All right, then x is less than 3. So that's the solution. And when we graph it, here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So x is less than this number 3. So 3 is not included. There's no equal sign, so open circle or parenthesis all the way to the left. Highlight all the way to the left of this number 3. Okay, example 6. Okay, x terms are separated, so why don't we collect 3x, move 3x from right to the left. So minus 3x each side. Do we flip the symbol? No, because we are not multiplying. So leave the symbol. So combine these two, then 4x minus 3 is less than or equal to 17. So let's move minus 3 to the right. So plus 3 each side. When you add or subtract, the inequality doesn't matter. Don't change any symbol. So this is equal to 4x is less than or equal to 20. And 4x. Okay, 4x. What is 4x? 4 is a positive number. 4 is a positive number. So is it okay we divide each side by 4 without changing the symbol? Yeah, it's okay. So you can just divide each side by 4. Okay, so 4x, divide 4x and 20 by 4. Then from this, x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, we don't need to change the symbol because we are just what? We are dividing a positive number. So positive number is still okay. All right, let's do the same thing. Okay, negative 8x, negative 4x. So why don't we move the variable term from right to the left? So minus 8x, so plus 8x, right? Plus 8x each side. Then 5 plus 4x is greater than 9. And then what? Minus 5. Get rid of this 5. So minus 5 each side. Then 4x is greater than 4. And then what? Divide each side by 4. Okay, so divide each side by 4. Okay, let me write it again. So I'm going to divide this by 4. So x is equal to, do we need to flip the symbol? No, right? No. Why? Why don't we flip the symbol? Because 4 is a positive number. We are dividing it, but divided by positive number, so we don't have to flip. Okay, let's try example 7. Example 7. Okay, this one has a parenthesis. So if we have parenthesis, then what do? Clear the parenthesis by doing what? Distribution. Okay. All right, so 3 times 3 is 9 minus 6x. 3 times 2x is 6x greater than negative 5x. Okay, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative x times negative 2 is positive 2x. Okay. And then the right-hand side has two variable terms, so why don't we combine the like terms? Okay, combine each side. Okay, simplify each side. So negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3x minus 6. So since we simplified each side and x terms are separated, so move 3x to the left. Move 3x to the left. So plus 3x plus 3x. Okay, so 9 minus 3x is greater than or equal to negative 6. And then move 9, clear this 9, so minus 9 each side. So negative 3x is greater than or equal to negative 15. Now, look at this. This negative 3 times x, right? Negative 3 times x. So we will divide the inequality. Okay, this time we will divide. Okay, we will divide the inequality by what? Negative number, right? Negative 3. This time is negative 3. Divide the inequality by negative 3. Divided by negative 3. So what do? Reverse. Okay, reverse the symbol. Flip the symbol. Okay, this is important. So when you divide or multiply inequality by negative, flip the symbol. Then x is less than or equal to positive. Negative is positive, so positive 5. So this is the solution. So x is all the numbers that is less than or equal to 5. So 5, negative 4, 3, 2, 1, all these numbers. Okay, problem 7. Why don't you stop and then try this? Okay, did you get the solution? All right, we will do the same thing. So 8, okay, distribute. So 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Less than or equal to, okay, 5 times negative 4, right? Negative 4. Okay, the right side is 6 times 4 is 6 times x, 6x. Multiply these two. So negative 8 times 6 is negative 48. Okay, and then simplify each side. So we can combine these two numbers. So 8 minus 12 is negative 12 minus 12x. It's less than or equal to 6x minus 48. Okay, so let's move minus 12. Oh, well, because 6x, because x terms are separated, so move 6x to the left. Get rid of 6x from the right hand side of the inequality. So minus 6x each side. Then negative 12 minus 18x less than or equal to minus 48. Okay, now next, get rid of minus 12 from the left, so plus 12 each side. Then negative 18x is less than or equal to negative 36, right? So as you can see, this number is negative, right? Negative. So we want to divide the inequality by a negative number. So when we divide by negative, what do? Good. Flip the symbol, right? Flip the symbol. So let me rewrite this. Negative 18x, negative 36. So I want to divide this by negative 18. Negative number. Dividing it by negative, so we have to flip the symbol. So finally, x is greater than or equal to negative is positive 2. So x is greater than or equal to 2. Alright, this section is just, solving an inequality is 99% same as solving equations. Only the difference is when we divide the inequality by a negative number, divide or multiply by a negative number, what do? Flip the symbol. Flip the symbol. That's important. Okay, we are done for this section.